Okay, so we have a big acquisition by WSP Global, the engineering company. It's buying a US outfit called TRC Companies in an all-cash deal valued at $3.3 billion US. The company, WSP, pushing deeper into the power and energy sector. We're joined by WSP CEO Alexandre J. Thank you very much indeed for joining us.
It's a real pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Tell us about this company you're buying, TRC. What do they specialize in?
Well, it's a premier brand in the power and energy sector, so I'm extremely pleased about that. And the acquisition of TRC, combined with the acquisition of Power Engineer that we completed a bit more than 12 months ago, will really cement our position as the undisputed leader in the transmission distribution space in the U.S.
And you also say that this is going to make you the biggest engineering and design firm by revenue in the U.S.?
Yeah, with this acquisition, 8,000 people and 1.2 billion U.S. in net revenue, we are now, by total revenue, we are now the largest firm in the U.S. in engineering and design. So quite pleased about our position now.
Sorry, Alexandre. So you're bigger than a Fluor or a Bechtel or a Jacob Engineering?
Well, we need to be careful not to add the gross revenue of the contractors. But if you really take the pure engineering firm like the Jacobs and AECOM and others, indeed, our total net revenue exceeds those of the firms that I just mentioned.
You are selling some stock here, at least 850 million in shares. Is that in Canadian dollars or US? Can you clarify for me?
That's in Canadian dollar.
Right. Okay. But you basically, how will you finance the rest of the purchase price here?
It's just public bond and debt financing that was secured just prior to the transaction.
So obviously you're pretty excited here. I mean, the electrical build out in the United States is just stupendous, in large measure because of the power needed for data centers.
Exactly. I mean, and we need to remember that data centers, despite the hype and everything that we hear around data center, it's still to this day a small portion of all of the electricity consumption in the U.S. And in Canada, for that matter. So we really wanted to position our firm at the forefront of not only the energy transition that is taking place, but the energy addition that is also taking place. All the transmission line, the average age of the transmission line in the U.S. are about 30 to 40 years old. So they're all going to have to be replaced. Connecting new transmission lines to existing grids or new grids will also be a real opportunity for us. And similarly in Canada, I mean, the average age of the transmission line are quite old. So all of that will have to be replaced, but also new grids will have to be designed. So we're quite hopeful that we have entered in the last 24 months in a very high growth area for the company.
Do you find you're turning away business in the electrical area with such a big business, such a big build out?
There's a lot of work, and we expect that a lot of work will take place over the course of the next decade. If I look back at the TRC track record on organic growth over the last 4 or 5 years, CAGR of anything between 11 to 12% of organic growth. And similarly, a year ago, the acquisition that we completed in Power Engineer was a similar track record. So we're quite hopeful that this will go on for quite some time.
Did you ever think you'd see such excitement about electricity? I mean, for decades, there was really very little growth in electrical demand in the United States and Canada.
You are right in saying that. But as I just said, I just mentioned, Power Engineer, for instance, for the last decade, they've been growing at north of 10% just organically over the last decade. So I think maybe this wasn't discussed as much, but really the aging infrastructure that the U.S. is faced with is something that will need to be tackled. And I see this as a real opportunity for us to expand the scope of services that we can offer to the major IOUs in the United States.
Alexandre, Canada, lots of other countries, including Britain and Ireland, people are frustrated at how long big engineering projects take, partly because of bureaucracy and an endless process of public approvals and NIMBYism. Do you think times are changing, though, that it is possible to speed up these big developments?
Well, the proof is in the pudding. So I feel that now all of our governments are well-intended. They're well-intended to expedite the approval of large infrastructure projects in the U.S., but also in Canada. And we see it not just at the federal level, but also at the provincial level. So time will tell, but at least I have not seen that level of intention and the desire to speed up infrastructure projects or the approval of infrastructure projects in a long, long time. So I think that's all very positive.
Now, you yourself are a financial type. You joined WSP as CFO in when you became, in 2010, you came in, and then 2016, you were promoted to president and CEO. Do you find it difficult sometimes talking to engineers? Do they try to baffle you with their engineering jargon, whereas you're a financial guy?
Well, look, I always like to say that, I'm surrounded by people that are much smarter than I am. So, but at the end of the day, I feel that we're very complementary. I think I bring a lot of skill set to the table into this firm. And I do feel also that our people are bringing incredible domain expertise to our clients. So I think it's been an incredible marriage for all of us. And it's an honor for me to lead this team.
Next time we have you back, I'd love to ask about these super skinny skyscrapers you guys are famed for, including the Steinway Tower, these super narrow. I'd love to hear about the challenges and finances of that, but we better leave it. Thanks very much indeed for joining us at short notice.
It's a real pleasure. Talk soon.
WSP Global CEO Alexandre J.